Hello there. Hi everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Technology Innovation Hub. It's going to be the 10th session or the last session from the DevOps channel under building a basic CI/CD pipeline. We have been continuing on 9 sessions on building a basic CI/CD pipeline. So this is going to be the last one. So we'll complete the pipeline, right? So now we have the infrastructure in place. Now it's just a matter of enabling the CI/CD pipeline. Let's see how it's going to be, right? So let me share the screen. Right. Just one thing to notice, you may remember that when we ran the CentOS, right? Docker CentOS image, Docker DIT, Tomcat container, network, and yeah, name is Tomcat container. We gave the name for the container, Tomcat container. We put it in the same Jenkins network. And can you remember this port? This is very important, right? I mentioned this one. So what we did, the 8080 port, which is internally running inside the container as a Tomcat port, we mapped it to outside 888. So that is what we did, right? This is the container port, and this is the port we are accessing from outside. So that's why we are accessing using 48 from outside. Right? Inside the container, this is what. So that is the reason again, right? Inside the container, the port is 8080. That is the reason you may remember when we gave the URL, right? When we give the URL here, this place, give the HTTP URL for the Tomcat container, right? We gave 8080. That is because this URL is the URL for what? The container URL where Tomcat server is running. So we have to give 8080 there, right? Not 888. 888 is outside, right? Okay, that's the important thing to notice. Okay, so let's complete the last step. Enable CI/CD, right? So as a developer checks in the code to the Git, build should trigger and deploy should be done automatically. Meaning one cycle of CI/CD pipeline should complete. So that's what CI/CD pipeline. Continuous integration, continuous delivery pipeline. That's what it means. Automation. So what's going to happen when the developer, now we are in master branch. That's okay. This is a very basic one. In the master branch, when the developer checks in the code. Now, for example, I can do a simple test here. Now, I can go to my particular code. Right? This is my very small code now. So then I can edit right away from here. No need to even go for editor, right? No to go VS Code or Eclipse or whatever, right? No need. From here itself, what I can do, I can just do amendment and make a commit. So that's a change. So that's why that's as a developer, okay, let's say it's doing a commit for the repository. So as that commit happens, actually what should happen? The build will trigger automatically. That's what. A build should trigger. Jenkins server should detect that change and automatically should trigger. Automatically. Right? Automatically should trigger. So that's why the CI pipeline means. Right? Now in this pipeline, we don't have any advanced components like code inspection, code quality testing, security testing. Those things are not there because it's a very basic one. Just a 4-stage pipeline for us to understand as a beginner how you should understand the CI/CD pipeline. So that's the whole objective of this practical. And later we can integrate all those components to reach to the production level, right? So now, as the developer checks in, what will happen? The CI should, that means the Jenkins server should trigger the build and it should generate the artifacts. That means the jar file and the WO file. Jar file and WO file. Will it stop there? No. Now, automatically, I think we have configured post build. Post build, what to do? Deploy it to container. There's a plugin you saw that in the last explanation. Deploy it to container. That means what? It should right away take it to the Tomcat CentOS. Within CentOS, we have the Tomcat server. To the Tomcat server, because the web application deploy it. So once the deployment is done, which is the assistant of the deployed container plugin, then what should happen? Automatically, as the end user, I should be able to access. That's right, continuous integration, continuous deployment. So then whatever the change I am doing, developer doing a change, he checks in automatically, end user is accessing the change. That's what's going to happen. Let's visualize and see. So that's the theoretical explanation. Okay, I hope you got it. So let's do it and see practically, right? Now what we have to do? Now all are in place. There's a simple thing we had to do. Under build triggers is in poll SCM, enter below. So let me do this, right? So what I am going to do in Jenkins, there's a feature. So different CI build servers having different things. This is the Jenkins way of doing that. In GitLab, we have different method, but doesn't matter. We'll do it in our using our tool, right? So under build triggers, poll SCM. Let's go to Jenkins server. If I go back, this is our project. Configure. We have build triggers. If you go down, you can get it. Source code management. I'm just going slowly for you to understand. Otherwise, I would have right click there. So under build triggers, you can see there's some option called poll SCM. SCM means source code management. Poll means whenever there's a change for the SCM, right? Trigger the build. That's what it means. Build triggers. So the triggering condition for the build for Jenkins is whenever there's a change for the SCM, right? So let me do it. So I'm telling, do the scanning every 2 minutes. That means every 2 minutes automatically checks for any code commits. That's what I'm telling. Any check-ins for the SCM scan for every 2 minutes. That's what this means. Every 2 minutes. This is minutes, seconds and minutes. Okay. So I'm going to, I think let's guide this unit properly. This will allow Jenkins to scan the code repo every 2 minutes with a code check, with a code check-in or a commit, apply and save. Okay. Now go to the GitHub, edit and do some change. Okay. Automatically it should trigger. Right. Let's see. Let's see whether the pipeline is working. Now it's going to be a real pipeline. Basic pipeline for us to learn what is a pipeline is. Now we are utilizing our build infrastructure as a CI/CD pipeline. Right? So now what we must do, no manual things, right? So now nicely, as the developer, I have done all the configurations. So here we have the, let's say I'm a developer, I'm going to edit it, right? Going to edit this code here. And I'm telling, let's say at the moment there's no Kubernetes, right? Let's remove that one. And welcome to DevOps with Luxury. And let's say welcome to technology, innovation hub, right? Okay. So now what I am going to do, right? Okay, I am going to go to down, just a commit, update JSP file. That's okay. I'm going to commit. So that's what master branch I'm committing. So as code commit, as code checks in. Now something checks in. Something checked into my Git repository. Some change happened now. Now what should happen? Wait and see the watch the build here. If you watch the build, just we have to watch it for 2 minutes, right? You wait for 2 minutes, automatically this should trigger. That's how it should be. The pipeline should automatically trigger. Let's wait and see. And not only that, once this build finished, if you keep on refreshing our browser for our as an end user, it should automatically show my change. That's all. Deployment also should happen automatically. Continuous integration, continuous deployment. That is what. Again, 1 minute, right? It's okay, right? This should trigger because first it will say wait and then it will trigger. Okay, hope should trigger now. Yeah, you can see pending in quiet period detected now is triggering the build, right? So now what we can do, we can go here and we can keep on refreshing this one, right? So what should happen? Our change should automatically appear here, right? And just keep on refreshing because it went successfully deployed. So now nothing can go wrong here, right? Should finish deploying, right? Let's wait for a few seconds. Yeah, we got it. You see, right? That's what happens. Welcome to Technology Innovation Hub. So that's the change. So that's why whenever we do a change, it should automatically deploy. Continuous integration, continuous deploy, right? So that is what happens, right? So I think this guide also fine, no problem. Hope you understood what's happening here. So hope you understood the overall objective of the series of videos that I did, 10 videos for you to give you a clear-cut understanding about what is the basic CI/CD pipeline is, right? So for anyone to start learning with DevOps, it is a must to understand what is the CI/CD infrastructure is, right? And it is a must to understand what is the basic pipeline is, right? So that is that's another objective of this whole practical. All right. Hope you enjoy it. You try it yourself. If there are any issues, you can put on the comments. I will reply then and there. Right. Okay. Hope you enjoy the video. Right. If you like, you can put a subscribe. All right. So I'm stopping here. I'll meet up again with another. That's the next step. Right. So next step is going to be we are going to have now a bit of next step. Like so now we know the basics of CI/CD. So we need to go to the next step using with Kubernetes and Node. But before that, there is something to do with Docker, right? Still, we know the practical aspect of Docker. You saw certain deployments, not the deployments, certain container running on Docker, running image and containers up and pulling and deleting. You saw those things, but still you don't know the theoretical aspect of it, right? There's a certain concept to understand behind Docker. So let's try to understand that one as well. So I will come up with a video for that one as well. All right. So have a nice day. I'll meet you soon. Bye bye. Bye.